In this video, Erin, the mine owner, will tell us the history and geology of Spencer Opal Mine. We'll see opal in its matrix to final setting into handcrafted jewelry. We head up to the mine with other creators from YouTube. You might even recognize a few. And Brian finds the rarest opal in the world. Watch to find out what it is. This is part 2 of Spencer Opal Mine, the history and the creator's dig.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of AZ Rockhound Expeditions. Today we are at Spencer Opal Mine in Idaho, and today we are with Erin, and she is the owner of the Spencer Opal Mine.
I am.
And I would like to know the history of the mine.
Okay, so you want to know how it was founded and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are called the Lost Deer Hunt Claim. And it is literally just that. It was two guys that were out deer hunting in the fall, and they were out wandering the mountains and got lost because it was bad weather, really nasty, snowy, foggy kind of weather. Well, they decided rather than get further lost, they would sit down and just stay there and not get themselves further out in the wilderness. As they were doing that, they were picking up these really cool rocks. Well, they stuck a couple of them in their pockets. When the weather cleared, off to home they go. And they lived down south in Blackfoot and Idaho Falls, and it was two gentlemen that were friends. And over the course of a couple of years, they finally found somebody to tell them what the rocks were, and they discovered they were opal. So they went and put a claim on it. Well, they happened to live in the same neighborhood as my grandparents. And my grandparents had a monument shop. We made headstones for a living. So they assumed that my grandparents knew something about rocks and were like, kind of like, hey, you want to buy an opal mine kind of thing? And my grandpa, wonderful, wonderful dude, but that man should not have been alive in the age of infomercials because he would have bought every cool gadget that there was. And now we have an opal mine. So my grandparents actually split their time between Idaho Falls and Montana because they did also have a rock shop in Montana in addition to the monument shop. So they did actually know something about rocks. It wasn't just making headstones and that kind of stuff. So they did purchase the opal mine, bought both halves of the claim out, and then they eventually patented the property, and now we are where we are today.
Yeah, and your claim is actually on private property.
Yes, it is not technically a claim. It's what's considered patented property, which means we own it, we own the mineral rights to it, and everything else. So that's a little something different than a claim in the fact that it's ultimately owned by the Forest Service or the BLM. Ours is strictly ours alone.
Yeah, that is awesome. And you said that you lived up there.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we lived up there. And I mean, even now in the summertime, my kids live up there a lot too because it's cooler in the summertime because you're at elevation. And I mean, there's nothing to be said for getting up in the morning and taking your cup of coffee out and going to dig a rock. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous up there.
Exactly. So
I would live up there.
It is not a winter time living excursion. However, in the summertime, it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah. So do you know a little bit about the geology of how this, like how the opal was created?
Yes, we are an extinct geothermal hot spring. So much like the still pools that you see in Yellowstone, the ones that you see that are very colorful, like the prismatic pools, and stuff like that, it's not an eruption that goes over like Old Faithful does, but it is most definitely a geothermal deposit, and you can see it in the layering of the opal because each one of those layers that you see is a different eruption and settling of that particular geyser. And there's actually two spring sites on the mine. We have a pink opal deposit, and that carries a lot of iron with it. So as the hot water was coming up, it picked a lot of iron and manganese and stuff like that up through it, and that's how you get the real pink colors. And then we also have the spring site that does your traditional just white opal. And so that geology there hot water always gives you opal. Not every hot water gives you opal, but hot water deposits in general is what forms opal. And so here, there was already a rhyolite and obsidian flow there existing, which creates a lot of gas pockets and holes. Most of southern Idaho is very, very volcanic. And so you get a lot of volcanic flows and formations like that. And when the opal came through later through that hot water site, it filled in wherever there was space. So our opal can be any size, any shape, any color based upon the space it had to fill into. So very much geothermal and very much two separate. The obsidian is way older than the opal itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they think at one time we were probably part of the Yellowstone caldera, because if you go from us to Yellowstone straight across, it's about 60 miles.
Yeah.
So
We were mapping that.
Yeah, well, and see, the hot spot never moves, but the crust does.
Yeah.
And if you look across southern Idaho, I mean, that's just a straight shot of hot pots, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What type of digs do you have to offer now?
So we do about 3 separate things. We have what we call our to-go boxes. Those are there in the shop. If you're driving through on a random Thursday and you want to pick one of them babies up and take it home, you can. Those are available all the time, anytime. We have a tailings pile that's here at the shop itself. That's where we bring ore down from the mine, and you can go out and dig on that any day that the shop is open, which is every day except for Wednesdays from 9 to 5. And then we are also reopening the mine site itself this summer, and we will be doing digs at the mine itself, and we are doing those on Saturdays throughout the summer, at least until we get around to July when it gets real hot, and then after that it will just be every other Saturday instead of every Saturday.
Yeah, for the brave souls who want to go up there in the heat.
Yes.
Awesome.
For those of you who like to be toasty.
Let's check out some of these opals that you have here.
Fair enough. What would we like to talk about the different colors and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
So when we talk about manganese, that creates a purple color. So the opal itself has a purple coloration in the background of it in addition to the coloration that's in it. So when you talk about coloration and opal, there's 2 separate ways to talk about it, in the fact that you have a background color, which is that purple in this case, and then your play of color, which is the greens and blues and stuff like that, that change within the opal. So having a fancy background color with coloration in it is something that is very unique to us and makes us a little more rare and unique.
Yeah. That is beautiful.
That is.
Here's a great example of a pink one.
That one is so cool.
Yeah.
And the coloration through every opal is different. And even the coloration in the same opal is different. Because even though you see the color on this particular layer, if you look at the side of this piece, you can see that the opal extends down into here. And just because this layer looks like this, does not mean that every color layer in that stone has the same pattern.
Yeah.
They can be uniquely different for each one. So you can actually have one that has a white one, a pink one, and a yellow one, all within the same rock.
Wow.
Wow.
It's really nice to see with the polishing here. You can even see how the rhyolite itself has
And that-
polished really well.
yeah.
That is something that is a cool thing with us, because the rhyolite that we have in some cases is that really broken down, like degrading kind of like perlite. But on the other hand, we do have some just hard, old school rhyolite as well, and it takes a fantastic polish.
Yeah.
Let's check out that blue one we were
Oh, now see,
taking a gander at earlier.
Now see, this one is just a little bit different because this one is actually called a triplet. So when you cut opal, you can cut opal in 3 separate ways. You have something that is called a solid, which is just a solid stone. That's it. You just shape it, polish it, mount it. That would be something much like this guy right here, because there's no additions to it. You can make something called a doublet, which means you take your opal and then you would put a quartz cap over the top of it. That gives it protection. So opal is known to be a reasonably soft stone. Our opal is harder than most because our opal is stable. But there are still people who wear jewelry like it's a battle zone. So if you want to have a beautiful traditionally looking opal, but you want to give it some protection, you can put a quartz cap over the top of it.
Yep.
Or you can make like the ring that you're looking at here, that's a triplet, so that has 3 layers. It has a black basalt backing on it, then the opal, and a quartz cap over the top. So it's 3 separate layers, and you physically have to make it that way. But This is a very old school Australian process that was started back in the day because they were very, very famous for black opals. Well, everybody loves a black opal, and not only that, but they're exceedingly durable once you put the quartz over the top or the basalt on the back.
Yep.
So these guys are virtually indestructible and give you that black opal feel.
Yeah.
And black opal is something that does not come from our mine, with the exception of a very rarity. Let me grab one of those, because that is an aluminum concentration.
Aluminum.
Yeah, aluminum is what turns Australian black opal black in some cases. Not everywhere, but in some cases. So you have to have a metal deposit in order to get black opal.
Yeah.
We don't have, in theory, metal deposits here. However, we've discovered in the last couple of years that our opal has metallic dendrite inclusions in it. So we have something exceedingly unique here in the fact that you don't see that in a whole lot of anything.
Yeah.
So that's something that we're kind of, as we dig further down, we're finding more of those kind of things. And who knows what we're going to end up with, in another couple of days, couple of weeks, couple months, couple of years. Could be anything.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for an entirely fossilized, opalized dinosaur, but I don't think.
That would be completely awesome.
Dendritic opal
And this one right here is something that we were talking about. You can see the white layer, the pink
just
layer,
love
the
that.
dark layer. Now that is a really, really great example of the eruption process.
Yeah.
In the fact that you can see the different mineralization that picked up with it.
Yep.
And this one has really cool color in it too. And there again, just because this one looks like this doesn't mean every layer in there will.
Yep.
So you could go through and slice
Yes.
through that and just continue to find something unique
Yes.
and amazing through every.
And the
every
color
phase of that.
pattern for each one is possibly different.
Right.
Because the way that opal cools and the time and temperature that it cools at gives you your color pattern. Because what happens is those little molecules in there line up like a net, and how tight or loose that net is how you get your color.
Okay.
So just because this layer down here has a broad flash in it doesn't mean that the next layer up isn't a pinfire or something else different.
Gotcha. Wow. There's a lot to learn about opal. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
There's a lot to learn about
so
opal.
much.
And the just absolutely crazy part about it is I can tell you everything you want to know about this opal, but if you went to Australia, even though the chemical composition is the same, entirely different formation. You go to Nevada, they're again the same thing because you have a different formation and curing and just process all the way around. So even
Right.
though it's all the same, it's all vastly different.
Yeah. And so your shop is open.
Right now we're open Thursday through Monday because it is the beginning part of the season. Once we get to mid-May, we'll be open every day except for Wednesdays, 9 to 5 for digging and 9 to 6 in the shop.
And you have a cafe.
Yes, we do. So
And
I
you
have,
serve breakfast, lunch.
we don't really do dinner things like steaks or anything like that, but we make our own burgers. I mean, we do homemade soups. We do all of that kind of stuff.
We should
So
get some breakfast.
I know.
I'm just,
Are you feeling hungry?
when am I not hungry? And I always think with my stomach.
that is the way to go. I mean, everybody laughs when I talk about rocks and that kind of stuff. They're like, "Oh, you must have geology degrees." Absolutely not. I have 3 degrees in the culinary arts. None of them do with rocks. I actually went to Scottsdale Culinary, is what I did. So
Wow.
I have a French culinary arts degree. I have a degree in nutrition and one in restaurant management. Nothing to do with rocks.
That's awesome. Just the whole thing, starting with your grandfather and then
And it,
to now, just what a legacy.
And it was both sets of my grandparents. Like my mom started doing this when she was about 15 years old.
Wow.
She learned how to be a stone cutter. My mom is probably one of the most well-known triplet cutters in the world.
Wow.
My mom has cut stones that were like the centerpiece of the crown and the Miss America crown.
Well, that's
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
I
cool.
mean, we have when they did the bicentennial, when they did the one that was like 1776 to, then they did like the all-American like Miss America crown. Like the opal was the center stone, and my mom cut it.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
Fun fact.
exactly.
Fun fact, yeah.
Nana is a good stone cutter.
Wow.
So, but yeah, so
That is so awesome.
we're on our 4th generation now. My kids are all in their 20s. They're all here working, whether they like it or not.
Yep.
So we're on our 4th generation. we'll see where we
so
go from
cool.
here. That stuff takes a swing and polish.
Yeah.
It is very much akin to like a snowflake obsidian where it has inclusions in it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the nice part about that one is the inclusions in it under microscopic, like looking at a magnification, a lot of those have opal with color in them too.
Oh, wow.
Because there again, the obsidian was existing before the opal, and wherever it flowed over and there was a little space for it to fill into, it sure did.
There was a pocket, it found it.
Exactly.
Opal.
Macro lens this.
Macro lens it, yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of them that are really cool. Like it is, we put them on a macro and photographed them, and I mean they're so incredibly tiny, but you can see the red and green flash
That's
in
still
it.
amazing though, yeah. I'm still kind of blown away by everything that is here. And I mean, granted, opal related and all that, but
Exactly.
it's just phenomenal. I mean, we've been up to the mine and had the great overview and just looking at everything. And I mean, we told Isaac, what a slice of heaven.
It is.
You know, and
It
then
is
you come
beautiful.
down here into Spencer as well, and again, what a little slice of heaven.
We
you know?
try.
I mean, it's just, in my opinion, this is the life.
It is very much so. And while some days I think that there is possibly no other way that, like, why would I want to do this? I look at people like, doing maybe something that they don't want to do every day and be like, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
Because some days when you're like running busy or you're missing a person and you're like, oh, well, we're just in it to win it.
Yeah.
And then I think about what I could be doing and I'm like, nope, this is so much better.
Yeah.
So
Doing what you love is an important thing.
doing what you love is an important thing, and the fact that I can, like, my kids are floating around here all the time
All
and
the
have
time.
been since they were young.
Yeah.
Is really cool because I never had to like farm them out to a daycare where they didn't know anybody, or they
Yeah.
might not have appreciated it or liked it then, but the fact now is like, oh, I didn't have to do all of that, and it's kind of cool.
They seem pretty squared away and well adjusted, so I think you did good.
Thanks.
If you want to mine some of your own opal,
You stay in there.
All right, I'll stay in there.
come to Spencer Opal Mine. You can come dig in right here. You can get breakfast and go dig in their what do you?
Mini
Their
mine.
mini mine.
We got mini mine or tailings pile, however
mine.
you choose to call it.
Yeah, mini mine or tailings pile, or the adventure of your lifetime and go up into the mine, which we are about to do.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah. So, come join us. We're gonna go.
See you soon.
Today we have a couple familiar faces out on the mine. See if you recognize this guy.
What? Me? No.
Who is that?
A wild crowd in the wild.
Is that the almighty Kyle?
I don't know about almighty. Maybe mild and mighty.
King Kyle. Have you found anything yet?
A couple small pieces, but like, I'm just still trying to get my my bearing, kind of keep an eye out for certain things. Because it can be easy to fill up my bucket with just specimens. Because like, to me, that's like just the specimens alone are cool.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta be diligent and look for opal and not fill my bucket with obsidian.
The obsidian is cool. They call it nebular obsidian.
Yeah, I'll be sure to grab a few pieces to polish up.
Yeah.
Because I think people would be disappointed if I didn't bring something.
I think so. I would.
Yeah.
I brought some pieces home, so.
Nice.
Well, I mean, they're not home yet, but they're gonna get there.
They'll get there.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see the opal and the thunder eggs.
They are super cool. Brian found an opal. I've been futzing around with running up hills and stuff, so, I like to play.
Oh, Mars so thick.
Oh, look. It's Theo.
Hi everyone, I'm Rookie Rockhounding from Australia. You'll tell us.
That's Theo. Ooh, you did.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Wow.
People watching don't actually know. It's like, oh, hey.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm very happy. And I got
That's
before
awesome.
that, I got this one, which is like already perfect capping size, but it's got
Ooh.
it has like 5 different color bars in it.
Get a nice one in there.
Oh, wow.
This one's good. This
Nice.
one's my real good one though.
Oh yeah, nice big color bar.
Yeah.
Look at you winning.
I know.
45 minutes in.
We just started.
I'm not winning.
You're too busy cameraing it.
I'm messing around, Isaac.
Brian's got a couple nice ones.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
You've been rolling around.
I
I
know.
was not expecting the other stuff to be so good.
The rhyolite's so fun.
It's so cool. Oh my
I mean, we've been
gosh.
polishing it up, making jewelry out of it for years.
Yeah.
It's very underappreciated.
It really is.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's coming up here for the opal, and I get it, but
Yeah, I
cutting
get
all
that
this
too,
stuff
but-
is awesome.
I'm having a hard time like focusing. 'cause, like, there's,
Botryoidal
like,
formations, and it's like, what?
Yeah,
It's so
it's
cool.
crazy. And the more you look around, you'll be like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I keep getting distracted.
Not a bad thing.
No, it is not.
Whoa. Wow. Wow.
Where's it going?
I don't know. Where are you going?
It's enjoying the view.
It's doing its own thing. I'm gonna go up on this terrace.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a crazy piece.
What am I ready for?
I don't know.
Brian, who's being extremely irritating right now,
I prefer the term obnoxious.
just found some red opal. Red. What is it, Isaac?
Well, something special about red opal is you don't really find it anywhere else in the world. And then we notice that the farther we go down in the pink, the darker the iron density gets to get this red. Now, Australian has found a few pieces of that red precious opal, but to find it anywhere else in the world is exceedingly rare. This is one of the only spots you'll see something like that coming out of.
And
No.
Brian just found it.
Yeah. Nice little piece. He just needs to find me a bigger one.
Working on it.
But we're talking something that is, exceptionally rare and doesn't have there's not a lot of places in the world where you can even think about finding that. And where Australians found, maybe 1 in a million, they found a piece like that. We were just dinking off today, having fun talking.
Yeah.
And here it is.
Wild piece. Wild piece.
Wild piece.
That's crazy. That's what I want. The crazy.
The crazy. We want the crazy. Since I have no sun, but this is another one, and it is pretty much the rarest opal in the world. But it's
That just came.
pretty freaking awesome. And Brian is the one that found it. So, gotta find more of that. We got the rugged Rockhound out here. He is hard rock mining.
I find that I get some of my best stuff that way, so I've got a bunch of these that all have color in them. Where's the really good one? There it is.
Yeah, you get the stuff that is completely
No, that's- where'd it
untouched.
That
So what'd you get? Oh, I saw. I saw the color
there's some
already.
color in that one, but there was a one that was just.
Ooh, yeah.
There was one that was just exploding with color. I'm not sure where it
Oh,
got
wow,
to.
you got a big ball.
Yeah,
Wow.
like that big shelf. There's only a little bit of color in that shelf, but it's there.
Yeah.
And
You
that's
can still.
the other half of that shelf.
Yeah, you can still work with that color bar.
But every piece in here has color in it. The
That
sun
is
isn't out
awesome.
right now.
Yeah, the clouds are not in our favor.
That one has a bunch of color in it too.
Oh,
No,
nice.
if you can see it.
I don't know if I can,
Take
but
a look in that corner right there.
okay. Yeah, I can see it with my eyes. I don't know if the camera
I
can pick
know.
it up, but
Like every piece, I'm like apologizing to everybody, going, "Hey, when I get home on a day when it's sunny, I'll show you it all again, and then you'll see what it actually looks like."
I know.
Oh, here it is. I hadn't put it in the bucket yet.
Oh.
That one. There is color all through that one.
Oh, wow.
So that's my favorite one so far.
Oh, my.
Can you see that red
yeah.
in there?
Yeah.
Red and green.
Yes,
I'll see
I
at the
can.
top. So that's my best piece so far.
That's nice. That's really nice.
I'm just
That's worth
demolishing
it.
this rock, and it's
Yeah, all right there.
Just one of the first rocks I came across that I was like, oh, look. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, just right there. I think I've apologized probably about 100, 200 times. I'm sorry. It is there.
I'm sorry, you guys can't see the color right now.
Yeah, but
We'll
no.
see it later.
It is super fun though.
That one's got color right there at the tip.
Nice. Good. I'm glad you're finding some good stuff.
Yeah.
Putting the work on that boulder.
So that's my best piece so far right there.
It's a good piece.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
Beautiful color bar, couple extra bands in there.
Yeah.
That's a cutter for sure.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
my
pretty.
best one there so far that I can tell. It's hard right now.
Yeah, as soon as the sun comes out too, you're like, whoa, I got a whole bunch of stuff.
I know.
But I got those nice big thick bars
Absolutely.
that were in there.
Yeah, he's got some
Look at you,
good.
you're just beating that up.
I know.
I figured somebody would really want to be on it. And if you need band-aids, we have a full first aid kit, you just let us know.
Nah, it's fine.
You gotta bleed for it.
You do. Brian always says it's not an expedition unless you're bleeding.
Oh man, if you could see what I did to my fingers when I used to live out in Reno, Nevada.
Yeah.
And I knew the claim owners there at the Peterson Mountain that
Yep.
has like the smoky quartz amethyst. And those pockets, when you get into them, a lot of the quartz has just shattered into thin shards.
Yes.
And as you're digging through that clay
Just
to get
stabbing you.
I would come back home and every single finger would just
You're playing
look
in a
like
tub of razor blades.
yeah, exactly. Every single finger.
Thank you guys so much for watching our adventure here at Spencer Opal Mine. We had an amazing time.
Yeah.
I cannot I can't put into words the amount of fun that we had here.
It was an absolute, well, a joy, but it was also kind of a privilege that we were given to be able to come up here to do this by their good graces and
Get into it.
yeah, their
I
hospitality.
have to pause it for a minute. I can't remember where I was.
I don't remember either.
But anyway, yes, we had the most amazing time here. All these guys, they feel like family. We're gonna miss them terribly, but we are gonna come back.
We will be back.
We're coming back.
We'll be back.
Whoa.
That's a guaranteed plan.
Wind's
It is a
blowing, Julie's falling.
plan. And you know, we cannot get enough of this view. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Even with that storm rolling
Look at
in,
that.
it's just awesome.
It's beautiful.
So
Fun times with fun people. I mean, you can't get enough of this up here.
thank you, Isaac, so much.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
It was,
I mean,
it was awesome.
just to have y'all up here was a good time, and I mean, we've gotten into all sorts of mischief while we've been here, and put Brian to work.
All the
and
shenanigans.
All the shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
And the shiznits.
But you know, honestly, we
It's been a
can't.
good time, and I'm just so glad that y'all could make it up. And honestly, the whole reason we're doing this content creator dig was because of these two. So for all the videos that you're going to see out from several creators, you could thank these two right here for, sparking it in my mind and then helping me make it happen, because I didn't know all these connections and they did. So we're so happy to meet, two great new friends, and we're hopeful that I get them to move up here and work and force them to work and not pay them, give them rocks. And
You don't have to force us.
Yeah.
just have a good time. We like spending good time with good people.
Hey. Does dig for food.
Yeah.
That's me.
Hey, we got a
right
cafe.
there.
Absolutely.
Exactly. There's a cafe.
It's been great, and I mean, the rain's gonna knock us out here in another hour or so, but we've had a blast with you two, and we've had down at the house up here on the mine, just playing around.
Sitting around the fire.
Sitting around the fire. It's been absolutely fantastic, and
We appreciate the opportunity because, when we met you in Quartzsite, it was just a random encounter, and it morphed into something all on its own.
That lasted for hours.
For hours. Yeah.
Hours.
then you came back. And then you came back, and then you came back, and then I said, y'all need to be up here. Here you are.
Here we are.
Here we
We got
are.
to go to dinner in Tucson and
Yeah.
just be able to have fun, And
Yeah.
it really solidified that friendship of, you know what? These people are truly genuine people. And
That's what we like.
Appreciate
we
that.
want them to be around us more. We want to be around people like that. That is truly the kind of thing that we look for.
And it's been great. I mean, we're going to do another one of these content creator digs, shooting for the end of August, I think. and these two better be there.
Oh, we're gonna.
We're gonna have a.
If not, we might have to make a
and August is
nighttime drive to Arizona.
Rain, shine, or in a wheelchair.
Figured out.
I like the sound of
We're
that.
gonna have to figure it out.
Figure it out.
all right.
Just like that.
As we say, thank you so much for watching.
And until
Don't
next
forget to
time.
like, subscribe, hit the bell. You know how it goes.
All right.
Leave us some comments. Do all the things.
Quit hitting on Kate.
All right, and hopefully I'll have a opal reveal for you. Probably not cutting them because I'm doing it on the road. All right.
Bye.
Woo!
This is about to turn into a bad episode of Twister.
Where's Luke Combs when you need him?
You can really hear the echo.
Keep chasing that same old devil down the same old dead end highway.
Wait.
That's it.
That's
Wrap it up.
That's all you get.
And that's a wrap.
Hey!
Hey, kill the lights.
We've been here.